Okay, let's dive right into this because today we are talking about something truly special. Welcome to the Explainer. So, every single year as Father's Day rolls around, we all seem to do the exact same familiar dance, don't we? We scramble to find a gift, and we usually just default to the simple, classic gestures. You know the drill. Maybe it's a new necktie he's probably only going to wear once for a family photo, or a heartfelt card we grabbed at the very last minute. Maybe a new wrench for the garage, or just a standard backyard grill session. But what if we completely skipped the store-bought gifts this year? What if instead of handing over a conventionally wrapped box, we offered the deep, soul-warming gift of connection? Today, we're exploring a profoundly unique approach to Father's Day, one that honors not just the man who raised you, but the long, long line of generations who came before him. We are going to deeply explore how diving into America's vibrant German heritage destinations can actually create an adventure that is highly educational, wonderfully interactive, and just deeply meaningful for the whole family. So that brings us to a crucial question. What actually makes the ultimate gift? Like, why do we constantly fall back on the comfortable defaults of coffee mugs and gadgets? When you really think about it, the most profound gift we can offer our fathers, and honestly the greatest gift we can receive ourselves in the process, is the rare opportunity to bridge the fascinating stories of the past with the vivid experiences of the present. Many fathers absolutely love diving into history. They love exploring hearty traditional foods. They love discovering exactly how things were made back in the day, from intricate woodworking and engineering to brewing and old-world agricultural traditions. When we tap directly into those specific passions, we elevate the gift from a forgettable physical object to a lasting generational memory. It's a total game changer. Look, we can definitely choose traditional gifts, which are nice, sure, but let's be honest, they're incredibly fleeting. Or we can choose shared experiences. For families with German roots, or really any family that's just fascinated by history, craftsmanship, and rich culture, heritage travel beautifully combines all of those interests into one incredible, sweeping journey. Whether your family's ancestors bravely arrived from the sweeping landscapes of Bavaria, the historic towns of Saxony, the picturesque Rhineland, or literally any of the diverse German-speaking regions of Europe, America is absolutely filled with rich, vibrant destinations where this heritage is still intensely celebrated today. By taking this path, you aren't just going on a vacation, right? You are actively uncovering and preserving your very own family stories. There is this beautiful and profound saying that goes, "The greatest inheritance a father can leave his children is not money or possessions. It's stories, values, and memories." I really want you to let that sink in for a moment. Uncovering your family roots is fundamentally about visiting a core part of your own identity. Fathers pass down so much more than just family names. They pass down the essential narratives of who we are, how we got here, and what we stand for. And every single family story has to begin somewhere, often tracing back to some incredibly courageous leaps across an ocean. This shared heritage really builds our understanding of the German-American spirit. It's this remarkable blend of a sturdy, unyielding work ethic, a vibrant, joyous love for celebration, and a deep-seated commitment to family. This exact spirit is inextricably woven right into the American fabric. Actually, as we steadily approach the upcoming 250th anniversary of the United States, it is a truly beautiful time to pause and reflect on the broader American story. Our history is a vast, complex mosaic of different cultures, and the German-American contribution is undeniably one of its most critical, foundational threads. From pioneering agriculture to revolutionizing manufacturing, and from advancing education to perfecting engineering, this enduring spirit helped build and shape the nation we know today. When you're standing in a historic museum or walking slowly through a cobblestone town square, you naturally find yourself asking questions you might otherwise just forget in the relentless rush of modern daily life. Questions like, did Grandpa ever talk about where our family actually came from? What was the original Old World spelling of our surname before it was changed? Why did our bold ancestors ultimately decide to leave Germany and face the incredible unknown? What cherished traditions did they meticulously pack in their steamer trunks and bring across the ocean to pass down to us? This explainer journey is all about intentionally creating the space to spark those deeply personal, revelatory conversations. And speaking of creating space for those amazing stories, this deep dive is brought to you by the German Heritage USA blog. For more incredible stories and resources, visit them at www.germanheritageusa.com. Section 1. America's German Destinations. Living Museums. Let's start mapping out some of these physical destinations. We're looking at places that aren't just your standard tourist spots, but living museums of resilience and old-world craftsmanship. First, consider Leavenworth, Washington. Just picture strolling past spectacular Alpine-style buildings nestled perfectly against the dramatic, snow-capped Cascade Mountains. This was originally a struggling logging community that boldly and totally reinvented itself in the 1960s. Today, you can literally walk down the street and smell authentic German bakeries, sit in lively beer gardens, visit dedicated pretzel shops, and admire the intricate craftsmanship of authentic cuckoo clocks. It truly feels like you've been transported directly to a village in southern Germany. Next, imagine Helen, Georgia. This place brings the charm of Bavarian facades right alongside the beautiful rushing streams of the Blue Ridge Mountains. This remarkable town welcomes over 3 million visitors a year. It is absolutely perfect for the dad who loves a combination of crisp trout fishing, scenic mountain drives, and gorgeous historic architecture. And finally, New Braunfels, Texas. Now, unlike towns that were retrofitted for tourism, New Braunfels is an authentic, deeply rooted 1845 settlement. Founded by a prince and a group of determined German immigrants, it remains one of America's absolute strongest centers of German-American culture. It's famous worldwide for its massive, joyous annual Wurstfest, where the whole community comes together to celebrate their shared roots. And listen, we absolutely cannot talk about the depth of German-American history without taking a deep dive into Milwaukee, America's brewing capital. For fathers who appreciate incredible engineering, unparalleled craftsmanship, and the booming era of industrial innovation, very few cities can even rival Milwaukee's legacy. Imagine walking through the historic Milwaukee brewery districts, surrounded by grand, imposing brick architecture that speaks to a booming era of industry. German immigrants fundamentally shaped this entire city's identity and skyline. Legendary names like Pabst, Schlitz, and Miller, they all trace their massive, world-changing success directly back to German-American entrepreneurship and old-world brewing techniques. Taking a walking tour through these historic districts is essentially a masterclass in how precise engineering, deep history, and rich culture brilliantly and profitably intersect. Section 2. A journey through flavor. Okay, so German-American history is absolutely not meant to just be read in a dry textbook, right? It is meant to be tasted, heard, and felt. For the father who loves a spectacular meal, just imagine the rich sensory experience of sitting down at a rustic wooden table in an authentic, lively beer garden. The table is loaded with a perfectly crafted bratwurst, a heaping portion of hearty, buttery spätzle, and a towering, decadent slice of black forest cake. I mean, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Sharing a meal like this is an incredibly timeless way to bond. These foods are far more than just calories. They are the carefully treasured recipes of grandmothers and great-grandfathers, meticulously preserved and passed down over centuries. A single bite of perfectly crisp, authentic schnitzel or warm, cinnamon-spiced apple strudel can spark a sudden flood of memories about past family gatherings and traditions that span multiple generations. It is, quite literally, living history served on a plate. Section 3. Preserving the past. Beyond the Incredibles food and the scenic, bustling towns, there is the vital work of formal preservation. This is especially poignant for fathers who love to learn exactly how earlier generations painstakingly built their communities, their massive farms, and their thriving businesses from the ground up. There are incredible institutions doing this heavy lifting all across the country, like the German American Heritage Center, the German Society of Pennsylvania, and the German American Heritage Museum. When you visit these hallowed halls, you'll see profound testaments to the past. Picture vintage, handwritten passenger ship immigration records. Imagine looking at delicate and beautifully embroidered traditional clothing, or intricate, hand-carved folk art displayed reverently in glass museum cases. These museums protect the vital artifacts of the immigrant journey. They house the family histories, the harrowing military service stories, and the remarkable entrepreneurial achievements that truly solidify the massive contribution German immigrants made to the United States. Many visitors walk out of these heavy doors with a profoundly renewed emotional appreciation for their own ancestors' unbelievable resilience and grit. Now, staying connected to that history is all about community. If you love this topic, you should definitely check out the German Heritage USA fan page on Facebook at www.facebook.com/German Heritage USA. They post daily feeds on German restaurants, festivals, events, authentic recipes, and so much more. And here's a special invitation. They also have a German Heritage USA group page that you are welcome to join for even more community fun. Section 4. Build your own journey. Jumping right back into our guide, let's talk about how you can take all these fantastic concepts and actionable ideas to build your own highly personalized heritage road trip. Because here's the thing, you don't have to plan a massive, expensive vacation to have this deeply meaningful experience. You can easily break it down into steps. Step 1 is just a simple local adventure. Sometimes the very best Father's Day trip doesn't require crossing any state lines at all. Just visiting a local, authentic German bakery on a Sunday morning or grabbing a table at a neighborhood beer garden can lead to a profound shared discovery if you approach it with genuine curiosity. Step 2 is a regional weekend. Maybe driving us a few hours to a historic settlement, exploring a regional museum, or attending a local Oktoberfest celebration. And of course, Step 3 is the ultimate multi-state journey. This is where you might trace the vast cultural influence from the Bavarian facades of Leavenworth all the way across the country to the monumental brewing history of Milwaukee. Now, you might be wondering, why does the journey itself matter so much? Well, in our modern digital age, we are constantly, relentlessly distracted, aren't we? We're rushing from one phone alert to the next, rarely looking up. But a dedicated road trip, offers that incredibly rare, uninterrupted space. The single most precious resource we possess is time, and the opportunity to be fully present with our family. It's about being in the car, laughing out loud over energetic polka music on the radio, having friendly debates over the merits of spicy versus sweet mustard, and finding unexpected moments of quiet reflection together while watching the miles roll by. In this context, the journey truly becomes the destination itself. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to always remember, today's road trip becomes tomorrow's family story. Whether your German roots run centuries deep with well-documented lineage, or maybe you are just newly curious about the rich culture and incredible food, these heritage destinations offer a profound, welcoming sense of belonging to absolutely everyone. They remind us that we are not isolated individuals, but rather part of a long, beautiful, and continuing story. By taking this trip, you are directly telling your father that his life and the vast history that created it deeply and permanently matters. So I leave you with this final provocative question. Where will your family story take you next? This Father's Day, I highly encourage you to skip the predictable gift box, pack a bag, grab a map, and give the magnificent gift of an experience. You'll return home not just with a camera full of photos, but with a profoundly strengthened bond and a brand new chapter in your family's history. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and get out there and start exploring.